What's up, you guys? How's it going?
Yo, what's good, Soka?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just enjoying this hedge price action, dude. It's looking solid.
It's been so fucking great these past couple days. It's been beautiful.
God, it's been
Finally have a
wild.
breakout going. Yeah.
I know hedge has been absolutely pumping, and we've got some new people, and we'll try and let the room fill up just a little bit here, or we'll just kind of repeat a few things. But I think that the things that I just quickly wanted to touch on that I'm happy to kind of either take questions or just even chat about what's going on in the market and what's going on with hedge specifically. But whenever and I will say, like, we were kind of in a downtrend, obviously, for longer than we probably would want to be, but not like abnormal for meme coins that are, that have the ability to bounce back. That did not happen with hedge. Like, we weren't down there for too long to where it's like losing holders and things like that. Like, the holder count's increasing, and I think Joe, actually, you tweeted something out about it where it showed the holder count increasing throughout the entire duration of that kind of like sideways to downwards chop that we were having with hedge. And then what happens from a charting perspective, that kind of gets cleaned out. And once it does, you enter, something that gets thrown around all the time, price discovery, where now all of a sudden there's been an equilibrium of some kind maintained between buyers and sellers. And then something happens. And it doesn't even have to be a catalyst, just a key resistance level or a support level is broken. Price discovery can happen downside too. But when you break that resistance up, now all of a sudden there needs to be a new equilibrium created. And that's what people, when they say price discovery, that's really what they mean, is they mean there's going to be a balancing of factors, mostly along the lines of market liquidity, order flow, information, psychology of the asset, stuff like that. And it all goes into a blender and says, what essentially are people willing to pay for this asset? And when you break a key resistance level and it starts to run, which, as we've seen with hedge, has done aggressively, that is the area of the chart, if you're looking at an actual chart, that we've approached. And it's not clear where it's going to shake out to. Obviously, there's some lines and you can kind of chart a few things, but for the most part, that price discovery could take it who knows where, right? I mean, you've seen it in this stage of the market, taking some projects that go through price discovery, speaking of dead animals, peanut, to $2.5 billion, just went. So
Insane.
it's actually insane. So I don't want to put like a limitation on where that may shake out, or even really overly speculate on where it may shake out, because honestly, one of the components of that price discovery really is psychology and kind of where people are expecting it to go. So I don't want it to be this self-fulfilling, oh, you said this number, and so that's where we're kind of expecting it to hit. You just kind of let it shake out. And this is the time in the market where you let these things ride. And the other good component of hedge is it doesn't necessarily need to be, hopefully, a short-term flip for people who picked it up on this run up, because it has a community and a team that's pushing it to higher highs. So I know, speaking of the psychology piece, for anyone that picked it up at 7, 8, 9 mil, and they're like, this is great, I just picked it up, now I can flip it. You can do that. Obviously, no one's going to tell you how to trade, but that's generally more practical when you're talking about projects that are either on pump fund or haven't really gone through the ups and downs of building a community and things like that. There's a project that I have right now, which I bought at a very low market cap, and it's way up, and I have no idea what to do with it. I honestly don't. I've been selling it on the way up and taking some profits. I don't know whether to believe in the project or not, because I just bought it on a whim and I kind of didn't pay attention, and then it blew up in the wallet. But the good thing is hedge has all these unknowns that I'm worried about with this other project that make it really difficult to navigate. They don't exist because the project has existed for a while, has the community, and has the team. And as you heard, Cine say, look, man, my hope is that we're going to be pushing this thing towards 100 mil. There's projects, of course, the pump fund project that I have, everyone said, oh, 100 mil, 1 bill, here we come. Look what happened with Peanut, Dead Squirrel, all this. But all that being said, realistically, it's tough for those projects to hit those levels. And even if they do hit those levels, they're very likely to go through a similar 3-month period that Hedge went through, where there's a retrace, there's an accumulation period, then there's a breakout, there's a price discovery, and then it's kind of a where do we get to next? So again, everyone can kind of trade how they want, but since this is a much more mature asset, it makes it easier to understand, at least much safer to hold and say, okay, we're entering the real insane parts of the bull market. Let me see where this goes. Let's at least put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've had this consolidation period, and over that time, we've had like really awesome holder redistribution. Um, I Justin made a graph. I don't have it up right now, but I'm pretty sure like it was like whale distribution over these last couple of months is down by like 25%, and it's a lot of smaller holders are holding, a larger percentage, which I think is really, really important for a project to, have sustainability and stuff like that. And we had times when our volume was fucking so bad, and it just like felt like, it was just going down. We had huge sell pressure for a couple months as well, like a couple like huge whales. I think it was like 700,000 in sell pressure that if those whales didn't sell and keep us down, like we would be at a higher market cap already. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that happened in the long term view of the project, because it just, you know it creates better distribution, and our community stayed strong throughout then. And these past couple of days have really shown the fruits of those efforts, and will continue to, all the way until we blow right past all-time high.
Yeah. I just want to interject and say, like, those guys are gonna sell at some point, so it's a good thing that they sold when they did, and not sort of when the market's really heating up and we're at higher market caps. Like, it's 700,000 USD, but at least they got out, and they're not selling now.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Some of those fuckers sold at the fucking bottom, and they're fucking hurting now. So, whatever. Good for
Yeah.
them. But I think one thing that I kind of want to mention, I've mentioned this a couple times in the TG, but our liquidity reached an all-time high yesterday. And it's just, I still don't really understand liquidity stuff, and I've we've talked with you, Soka, before about it, but it's just, our liquidity ratio is even better now than the last all-time high run, because um it was like I said, we beat the all-time high of our liquidity, and I think that is, I really think that's more important than market cap in a lot of ways. And it just, makes our foundation a lot more solid.
So it makes the foundation more solid. It also is important for people to understand, especially some of the newer holders, what that means, because it is it holds your floor much more strongly, and it makes it more difficult to run. It's not a
Right.
bad thing because the foundation is there. And honestly, those projects that have a really high market cap and very low liquidity, it's fake. It could say 100 million all you want, but if you have $2 million in market cap, it's really difficult for you to really do that much. And there are projects like that. A lot of the projects that you see that go up thousands of percents, they have extremely thin market caps. Now, that's good because it gets a lot of eyeballs on the project. You're top of different types of exchanges. It shows you as trending up 100%, up 300%, all these things that are going on. But then obviously it allows for a pretty significant swing when someone sees that market cap and they say, that's great, I'm going to clip my bag out, and they clip the bag out, and it actually impacts the price to a significant degree. So I think that there's good and bad, of course, but the real important piece of that, I would say, is making sure that people who hold the asset understand what they hold, so that when they look at a market cap and they say, whatever, we're at 14 million right now, it's a much more solid 14 mil than, say, a project that's sitting at 14 mil with a much smaller liquidity pool. That's kind of how that works.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, on it, like I don't know if you necessarily see it this way, but I honestly see liquidity as like the real value of a project because the ratio can be whatever the fuck, but liquidity is like actual monetary value of the project.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's fair, and I have, like probably many people, when you're looking to buy assets, just understanding which is which, and if a project is running up 100% with a really thick liquidity pool, that is very different than a project that's running up 100% on a very thin liquidity pool. It does matter quite a bit, and again, they both kind of have their merits one way or another. I think that the a thinner liquidity pool, of course, is anything's fragile. It's just very fragile. And it better keep going. Like you have to keep buys coming in, or else everything falls apart. It's almost like a little bit of a house of cards effect. Um, and there's a lot of like GD people that will get in there, and that's why what you've seen now is you see some of these projects that are either quote unquote CTOs,
Yeah.
but they're just actually backed by VCs and there's a ton of money behind them, and they get it. They give a thin liquidity pool and they will never let that chart go down because they will invest $50 million if they have to, because what they have is a deal with Binance behind the scenes saying, we're going to run this to 250 and then you're going to list us. And they say, what's in it for us? They say, here's $10 million. Okay. It might not even be $10 million to the company. It's some intern who's like the listing
Yeah,
agent,
yeah, right.
and he's getting $10 million. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so like there's a lot of manufactured things that are going on right now. And honestly, the meme space is in a super weird moment in time. But the good thing is, with a project like Hedge, with a thick liquidity pool, with a team and a community that keeps kind of just building, you don't have to worry so much about any of that extracurricular stuff because it's just going to keep pushing along. We saw it here, right? We've been through the ups, we've been through some of the downs, and we're just pushing back and forth. And right now we're on a nice upswing, and that's always more fun. But at the end of the day, if we're looking to get to 100 million, well, you have to go through 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 mil, and sometimes you have to go through it twice or three times. But at the end of the day, like the journey that we're looking for is those higher market caps, where some really magical things can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to say 100 million is just chapter 6 and we're going all the way to chapter 10. Just 100 million is just like my initial short-term goal for Hedge. But chapter 10 will happen. We will hit 1 billion, no doubt. Anything else you want to say, or should we open it up to questions?
Let's open it up to questions.
Cool. If anybody wants to come up here or just post them in chat, that is fine too. Joe, you got anything to say?
Bro, I'm just excited. I was just listening to you guys talking, and everything just sounds so bullish. I'm just so excited for the next couple of weeks. And I do want to just remind everyone in the voice chat that we have a couple of competitions running right now. We've got a post a Reddit a day. You can make $10, and I think that runs until the 27th. We've got what I know of 2 NFT giveaways, one on my Twitter and one on Cine's Twitter. And we also have a Spaces comp. So if you want to try and get yourself some NFTs, speak up and join the Spaces, show Hedge, and yeah, free money.
It's fun.
Free money all over the place, to be honest.
Yeah. Just if anybody has any questions, jump up here. But I'll just go over a couple little things too. We had a sex listing yesterday, or an announcement for the yesterday, and then we also if we sustain that 5 million market cap, we're gonna we have another one lined up, ready to go.
15 million.
15 million.
Yeah,
If we
I don't want to go back to that. Actually,
no.
Bro, in a weird way, like, bro, I wish I can go back and just load up like 10 times more, but
Bro, you had
Bro,
that
that's
chance a
like,
month ago.
bro, I fucked it. But yeah,
I fucking I loaded it up down there because I knew what fucking Hedge was worth, and
yeah, 100%.
um
But yeah, continue with that.
and then we this has been a huge TikTok meta, and it's TikTok, it's always been a great thing to use, but recently it's really blown up. And we're bringing on a new manager to manage our TikTok account full time, which is gonna be really awesome. So we can post there more consistently, and we're making more specific degen, Zoomer brain TikTok content that we think will do well there. We're also in talks with another project that has had like viral success on TikTok, which is great.
Yeah, I just
and then
want to jump in here and say that
yeah.
this TikTok manager, they wrote out a whole very detailed plan of what they think is going to work and what they're going to do, and I mean, it really seems like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. Like, a part of we were missing on the team somebody that knows TikTok, because I've like experimented with it before and stuff like that, but I've never fully gone into it. So it's gonna be awesome having someone that knows it, and
Yeah, totally.
and we can make that type of content that will be successful there.
Also, like it's once we have like a whole gallery of like just videos on the TikTok, I swear, bro, once I go on like Punkies or I also see there's like some other meme coin, but I can't remember the name. I go into the TikTok and bro, I just can't stop watching them. I just keep on scrolling
Yeah.
and scrolling. So it's just gonna be fun when Hedge has that as well, and yeah, everyone can enjoy the animations. Personally, I love Hedge animations, and I can't wait until it's just full of them, and you can just scroll.
Yeah, I mean, our animations are they're awesome, and they're almost too good for TikTok in a lot of ways. Like
Bro,
they're
that's exactly
lore
what I feel.
building and
I
like
actually feel
and
like
very
we need
cinematic.
to lower our standards. That's
No,
what I feel.
yeah,
Like,
100%. I like
honestly, bro,
we should keep
in a way,
the quality should stay the same. The quality should stay the same, but the type of
stupidity of the
content,
video should.
yeah, it should be very
That's what I meant.
shallow, just videos.
That's what I meant. Yeah, like the quality of like, I think what goes well on TikTok is just like what's trendy at the moment. I think we were trying to do our own thing,
Yeah.
and switching it up and trying the trendy way. We're gonna see how that turns out.
Yep. It's gonna be awesome, and I think that that's gonna be happening very, very soon, probably within the next week. I would think new stuff in the new TikTok person is gonna be onboarded.
And I
So
think I heard. I was talking. We were all talking to Dev and in the team chat, and I think he said like a new animation like every like 2 days or 3 days. So that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be
gonna be
crazy.
cooking them out. Might as well, It only takes one to go viral to make the rest of them. Yeah,
bro. Because what's I'm
So,
saying, when one goes viral, you click on the profile picture, and then you just keep on scrolling through, and you can't get out.
yeah. Appreciate the compliment, Rocket Boy, in chat. Anybody have any questions before we close it down?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Yo, Knight, what's up, man?
What's good,
All
bro?
good, brothers. All good. There is the pump that we deserve, guys. There it is. There it is.
Yes, sir.
One thing I want to point out is I don't even think this is the real pump. Like, if you guys have seen these new holder numbers, we've been picking up first-time holders faster than we ever have before in the past week. And if you look at the
I
past,
agree
like
100%. I agree
yeah,
100%.
the real pump comes a little bit after that, right? So I don't think we've seen anything yet.
Nah, bro.
Justin,
That's
can
the
I
first candle.
ask
The
you-
point. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. The point, like I said, like in these days, I think that we're solid right now, and we don't even have like a TikTok trend or things like that. So imagine when we blew up on these things.
Exactly.
That's the real pump, and I think we should go. I think now maybe TikTok will be better than X, because you can bring people that are not buying too much.
normies.
So you know you can split everything good. So I will be focused on TikTok 100%. Also because the quality is insane, the meme is beautiful, everything is alright.
Bro,
Maybe
can
we
I
should.
just
Yeah.
can I just say I love your accent, bro, and I agree with everything that you said.
Yeah,
But your
bro.
accent makes
Italy,
it true
Hedge in
100%.
Italy. No, but by the way, like I said, I think we should like create format. I don't know. Also, just photos on TikTok is okay. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I believe it. Harsh, bro. Harsh
we
is
have a
fast.
we have a TikTok manager that really knows what they've literally laid out a whole plan. Did you
It's
read through it, Cine? It's
Yeah, it was
kind of
impressive.
crazy.
I was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
I was
Really
It's
well
like
expecting
thought
so,
out.
and they did
10-page
it.
If you
document.
need help with something, just let me know. I'm open. Also, it's okay.
Sounds good, broski.
Cool, man. Sounds good. Soka, there's a question for you in the chat. How do our amount of holders over the last week compare to the ones that have really taken off? Any insight there?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to compare exactly like that. Just for the main reason that when you have a project that really takes off, the holder count will go, but how do I phrase this? The holders are not that important for those types of projects. Like a project that just took off and launched and they have massive supply control and the team is just kind of like dumping on everyone and those holders are increasing, it's not like bullish. Like that's not good necessarily. You know what I mean? If the team is just selling they have 60% of the supply and they're just selling and the number of holders are increasing, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to pump up, because what's happening is you're getting just a lot of these smaller holders, and who knows what their intentions are with the project, and who knows what the actual development team's intentions are with the project. So that's why it's so important to understand there's a big difference between going through some ups, some downs, some chop, and things like that, and then uh, being able to overcome that and having your holder count increase versus a project that's just been a straight up, where the reason why the number of holders is increasing is because the team is kind of dumping on the community. So I would say I don't have like an exact number. I also don't have if this project that's been going up has seen their holder account increase and it's less than Hedge, is it better or worse? Because it really does matter on the path to get there, if that makes sense. What I will say is the holder increase on Hedge is just unilaterally good because they've been through it, all the things that we've already discussed. So I will say that.
Cool.
I
Thank you.
agree. I
Appreciate it.
agree. If I can say something, sorry, I can add to him that like wait. Okay, I mean, holders are not so much important right now, and when I mean we have to focus on TikTok, the quality of the thing is so high that like for the moment we should just focus on the meme, not the holders, you know. So that can become like something daily on TikTok of people. So maybe also people that didn't buy like the meme. So that's a big thing, I think.
Paolo, can I ask
believe.
you a question? Do you use TikTok log? Do you have a TikTok page?
No. I don't have any. I honestly I don't have. I use TikTok, but I
Okay.
don't post
I was
on
gonna say
Instagram
if
anything. I don't
if you
post
have any
anything.
expertise, hit me up. But it's fine. I mean, I think is Justin here? Justin, just a quick question. I'm guessing all the TikTok videos are gonna be posted on YouTube as well, because that's a question from Lava, right?
Yes, we'll post it all on YouTube.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, our YouTube's been doing pretty well. You know, we've had a couple of animations there that gets 10,000 views, which I mean, it's not crazy
Bro,
viral,
that's
but you know,
awesome, bro. Like for the first videos, that's amazing.
yeah,
in my
we've
opinion.
had probably
Yeah,
4 or 5
it's
of them to
good
get that.
numbers, I think.
Yeah, we have almost 9,000 followers on YouTube now too, so it's been pretty good.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
Just building
If you
brick
see
by
all the
brick.
groups, everything is like naturally grown. We have like almost 7K on Telegram, 5K on YouTube. So solid community in this type of sense, you know, cioè everyone follows everything.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's big. That's the big thing.
I think we have another question in chat scene.
About the hedgehog fundraiser.
About the cameos.
Oh, have we thought about getting a cameo for TikTok? Maybe getting AJ or Big Justice. Those are the Costco guys, right? Yeah, that's a great idea. Actually, we should totally look into that.
Bro,
Yeah,
actually,
that's a great idea. I'm gonna write that down.
I had that idea like a couple of months ago, but I think it was like something like I can't remember what the issue we had was, but we didn't want to like. I can't remember where it was, but there was something that stopped us from doing it. I suggested like you know getting a couple of people saying shouting out Hedge, but I can't remember what was the reason we didn't really go for it.
I wonder if they have like terms of service that you can't like, you know, a lot of them don't allow like promotion of some of like a crypto or just like, you know, whatever. That's possibly it, but we should totally look into that. Worth a second try. Does anybody know if the Hedgehog Rescue fundraiser is happening? Not currently, but that is definitely something that we will be exploring once we have a higher market cap, because I think it could definitely be cool to do something like that. Is it worth it to use the poster bot? We could at least have a few updates to the material it uses to generate clips. I think yes. I think when I'm randomly on TikTok, I've come across Hedge videos using that. I don't totally know the effectiveness of how those bring buyers into us, but it does give us exposure. So I think it is still worth using at this time, I believe. No, that's a Ollie. That's a great. I had that same thought. We could just have them say hedge hog, or you know, just hedge spelled like a hedgehog.
How's the Rodney guy say it? Hedgie?
Hajij.
Yeah, Hajij. Just say Hajij and we should be fine. Yeah, he's funny. Soka, do you know Rodney? Soka?
Yeah, I know Rodney.
Oh, bro, you need to bring
that
him
how he
in.
says it?
I love that guy, man. We need to have him on the town hall one time.
All right. Any other questions before we wrap it up, or anybody want to say any words of encouragement? I just want to say how proud I am of this community and the people who have stuck around for months. And you know, we had some dark feeling times for sure when we had big whales selling us off, and you know, lots of people were in the red. But you know, anybody that bought, I forget, somebody said it a couple of weeks ago, but anybody that bought within the last like 2 months or something like that is now in the green, which is awesome. And we're gonna keep up the grind, hit all-time highs, and keep on cooking, blow right past them.
Yep, I'm gonna give the last words to Soka, but I just wanna also shout out the team. Like, bro, the amount of work I see some of these like people do for something that they don't even get paid for. I mean, yeah, they're helping increase their bags, but for the amount of work they're doing, I swear sometimes I feel like it's not worth it for them in a way. But shout out Nick and Roy, Riz. Riz is being grinding with most of the technical sides in the riddle contest. Justin, so Justin gets bombarded by questions. So shout out Justin, and of course Cine, Dev, and yeah, JC. Anyone I'm missing out. Teams literally a gold mine, and I'm happy
Yeah.
with them.
We're fucking stacked, man. And shout out to Joe.
He's
always keeping it real.
Shout out to me, keeping it real, and I will ask for your hedge one.
Yeah. He will try to
one
swindle
time,
some hedge out of you,
one
but
day of the week. But yeah, I'll give Soka the floor then before we close it off.
Yeah, man. I just I'm always happy to see some projects that are very deserving of a pump getting the pump, And I know that it's just the beginning, but it definitely feels better seeing some life moving in this direction, right? And so super excited and happy to be a part of the team, and can't wait to have some more of these VCs as we really start hitting kind of the peak of the bull run. But congratulations for where we've gotten to in the last week or two, and can't wait to see where we're able to get to. Big shout out to Cinna, Joe, and of course the team, everyone out there grinding, and the community. So it's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Soka. Appreciate it. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
guys.
guys.
See ya.
Take
Was
care.
too much.